All right, guys, welcome back to video 3 of this impromptu 3-part series that is not leading to a course or anything you're going to have to pay for, but it is hopefully showing you how you are going to use a cool tool called Typeform and integrate that with your website as well as your kind of email marketing process. So currently we are on this is actually live as of October 23rd, 2015. This is the survey I have live right now for my folks who are helping choose what happens in book 2 of Alfred the Time-Traveling Dinosaur. What I wanted to show you, and just like how you guys saw and you took the survey before, this is integrated on my website. So when people go to brandoncullum.com/survey or /survey, they get this, but then this piece right here is all of my Typeform. So you can see, I won't go through it, but people can choose what happens, what the Western city name is going to be, and enter the email and all that kind of stuff. So, but how in the world did I get this embedded? So that's what I want to show you guys, as well as I'm going to do a quick kind of walkthrough of my survey process for book 1. This is on the webpage. If you actually scroll down right now, you're going to see the full process, but I'm just going to do a kind of a video walkthrough too, because some of the things I wanted to kind of explain to you guys and didn't want to type it out because I don't love typing a ton. So let's jump over. I'm using Squarespace to create this. So honestly have no clue how this would work with WordPress, but it is an HTML block, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a pretty easy way for you guys to do that on the WordPress side too. So we're going to click over to the back end of my website. So this is the survey that you guys actually took. So this is, I'm going to pull it up real quick for you. So this is actually the back end of this website that you guys hopefully took this survey. And then you funneled into where you're looking at right now. So this is the back end. So this is the actual code. Right here is a code block. So like, sure, there's a spot in WordPress where you guys can copy and paste code in. This I took from Typeform. So Typeform actually produces this for you. So I am on my Star Wars character survey. I clicked over to distribute and then embed in a web page. So there's a couple ways to do it. One is a full page embed. And you guys can see what that would look like. That's literally the entire page, full page. Or you can embed it as a widget, and that is what I have done on my sites. What's nice is on mobile, it actually will open it as its own page once they click, and they're going to have that button right there. So that's super helpful. And then if you're on the web page like you are right now, it's going to be embedded like this. So again, I'm using white as my background. Looking at it in the future, I might change the color to make that distinction, just because this is kind of hard to see, knowing when to scroll down, which one you're on. But you can see a pretty good example of that. So you can get the code by clicking the button, if it works. And there is the code. So what I do, I just copy and paste that in, and I am good to go. And then what I do, again, I'm clicking back to, tell you what, I'm going to go back to survey. So brandoncullum.com/survey. This is the URL I update once every probably 2 weeks when I have a new survey go live. So a lot of this stuff kind of stays the same, but this changes. And so I do that for a few reasons. The main thing is I honestly forget where my links are, and I forget sometimes to close surveys. And so what I do is I kind of overwrite my old survey, put the new one on there, and I don't have to worry about it. But then also, if people open up an email maybe a couple weeks late, even though they can't take the survey I may mention in there, when they click to the link, they're still going to take to whatever survey is the most live. So I've had a lot of conversations with people. They'll ask me, how can I take the survey? Say, hey, go to brandoncullum.com/survey, and I'll actually put a link on the website here pretty soon too. And whatever's live at that point, they're going to take. So that's super helpful. And then I got kind of lazy, and I got tired of copying and pasting that code in. So going to every single survey, copy it, paste it, blah, blah, blah. And what I have done is if you actually pull, so this URL right here, this one, and then if you scroll to the bottom, this one, those are the two that actually change in this code between the surveys. So what you can do is you can actually just take the URL from your survey. Again, this is if you go to distribute and a link to your Typeform. So that's this URL right here. And so what I do is, wrong link, is I just highlight it inside of the quotes and copy paste. I'm not going to do it right now because I want that one there, but that's how you can do it. And then again, you guys can change around your width and your height is right there, as well as I think it lets you do it on the Typeform side as well. It may not, but you can do it as a pop-up too. So that is helpful. You can have it slide in, all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool stuff that they do over at Typeform. Some really neat things. And now what I wanted to do is do a quick walkthrough of the post that you guys are looking at right now. So this actually may not look, hopefully there's videos embedded up here. I just haven't done them yet because I'm recording them right now. But I wanted to walk through kind of my process. So I had the idea for creating my first book last year. Actually, that is the wrong date. That's 2014. I need to change that here in a sec. But the first one I did was Choose Your Own Adventure. And so I mentioned it on the post, but basically I had a bunch of different options, had people vote what they wanted. And then I, from that, knew my story was going to be about a time-traveling dinosaur who was scared of people. And so I had to create kind of my plot around that. And so, so he was a dinosaur. Oh, he can time travel, yep. He was afraid of people. And the basic plot was, I forget what the basic plot was, but it was a journey plot. So that is what I did for that one. And that one's been real fun. So you kind of mix things up. And then a lot of them in here are going to be naming. So I'm going to scroll down. All right, so this you probably see a lot. So Velociraptor name, and then Velociraptor name 2. So I did this for bully name, city name, girl name. What this is the first survey is just asking people, hey, what names should I get? So if I click over to one of those, I'm going to click on boy name, literally just asking people, hey, what should I name this character? And then click analyze. And then results, I got like 27, I think on this one, names. So Mark, Brandon, Bub, Nasty Nate, Chet Stedman, Mean Malcolm. So, and then the next survey I would send, so again, this is bully name number 2, is I ask them to vote for their top 3. So I would take the names they already gave me, put them back out in a survey and say, hey, pick your top 3. And I did that a lot and actually got a lot of traction around that. So that was a lot of fun. Something I did on pretty much every single name in my book. People not only gave me the name, but they also voted on their favorite. Some other things that were fun about this is activity pages. So this is actually one of the email lead magnets at the beginning of my book, of the actual published book. I say, hey, if you want to download some activity pages for Alfred the Time-Traveling Dinosaur, go to this link. And so before I produced them, I just asked folks, hey, what would you like to have? So I think from this, coloring pages was like number 1, and then like crossword puzzles or mazes or something like that. So that's what I created. So you guys can use that with your books as well. What are things you could help produce that people want? You could just ask them, and then you can create it. So, hey, would you like a novella of this character's backstory? Or would you like to know, I don't even know what else. But anyway, you get the idea. So, the other ones, you guys can see kind of some plot points that I did. And then, all right, book name. So the last 2, this was right before launch. I was like, all right, what am I going to name the thing? And then what's the cover going to be? So cover especially, as you guys all know, is a huge deal. The name actually had the lowest response of any of them because naming a book is pretty hard. So people, I only got just really 2 names that I was like, okay, this could be good. But I did get a lot of responses when I asked people to vote. And so voting on the names was good. Then the biggest thing I had response, and I think this is the easiest thing for any of you guys to do in this process, is the book cover. And so I did the Typeform process, as well as I used this graphic that I created and had it on Facebook. I posted it in a couple groups there, one for children's books, one for is Pat's first Kindle book, I think, and had people vote. So I got a ton of response really fast and actually made a E and F. So I had 6 versions of this after. And I had, what did I say on here? I had 100, 200 some odd responses. And then what I did on Facebook is I just messaged people saying, hey, saw you guys voted. I'm about to have an free advance copy. Would you like to get one? And a very high percentage rate, I'd probably say 60, 70% said yes. And so then I sent them the book. I actually used Gumroad, which I'll go into later. You'll see some posts on the blog about that. But I gave it to them. They downloaded it. And then I knew that they downloaded it because it was through Gumroad. They had to use their email again to get it. And then I followed up with them once the book was live on Amazon. So on Gumroad, it was before it was live on Amazon. It goes live on Amazon. And then I asked for reviews. So that is how I got reviews a lot very fast, because I probably had... I'm trying to remember. I want to say 300 downloads on Gumroad with the emails. Then I followed up. No, it was probably a little bit less than that. But then I followed up with them individually. And so there'll be some other tools. I'll show you guys how I did that later. But through Gmail, and just, hey, would you leave me a review? As well as, hey, here's a link. Could you spread the word? So that is how I got reviews quick, as well as how I got downloads very fast during the free period. And a lot of that was because I was capturing their emails. In the future, though, as well as I was capturing emails, as you see, the entire process with Typeform. Last thing, something kind of moving forward, what I'm going to play around with is, if we actually go back to Alfred Book 1, I was having a hard time because I said, if you sign up for my email list, you get the opportunity to choose what happens next. So I love sending the surveys to the folks that are already on the list, but I also wanted to send surveys to people who weren't. And I had no really easy way to distinguish between the two. So you guys can see sometimes I would actually create 2 different surveys that were the same thing. So I would post this one on the web. So this would just be live on my site, or I'd use it on Facebook or wherever. And this one was I sending to my email list. The difference is I would ask for name or email. What I would do in the future, and what I'm probably going to do for book 2, is actually use the paid version of Typeform, because then we'll click into design. You can do, what's it called? You basically can have, if you answered yes to this question, it's going to drop you to a different question. So I think it's called piping or something along those lines, where I can basically say, hey, did you receive this link from an email from me? If they say yes, then they skip the email, they skip the name. They go to the end. If they say no, then they give me the email and the name. So that is kind of the big change. Thank you guys for sticking around with me, putting up with my rambling. Hopefully this is helpful. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to shoot me an email, brandonrcullum@gmail.com. That is on my site, I believe. I'd love to answer any questions that you've got. And if you haven't checked out the book, you guys can do that. And the easiest place is if you go to my site, go to the front page, and this will actually put you on the list to help decide what's going to happen next in Alfred's story. So you can go ahead and be a part of that journey, get your name in my next book. And if you guys want to check the book out, it's on Amazon. I think it's, as of the time of this recording, it's like 99 cents. And there's going to be a print version up there very, very soon. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great time having fun with surveys.